What's up? Today we're going to be talking about Corpse Pile with their new EP called In the Beginning. God created the heavens. Our album artwork looks like some brutal truth, God flesh, internal bleeding, like dying fetus type of like collage thing. Like if you look at all of them, you understand. This is a Maggot Stomp release. The Maggot Stomp, I will say, has been rebuilding a nice little roster. I really did enjoy the Dying Remains, some really cool things going on with Maggot Stomp for a little while. It's just been like hardcore, at least now it's death metal hardcore. Right off the bat, this is, they call themselves hardcore death metal, like it's definitely like a hardcore death metal fusion of a band. But when you say that, you think of, you know, deathcore, like hardcore bands pretending to be death metal nowadays. That's really not the case here. It's very you understand what this band is and what they want to accomplish, and they do it quite well. It's kind of like brutal death metal mixed with hardcore, in the sense that you get both mixtures. It's not just hardcore with like death metal imagery. The artwork, you do get that really nice like glow effect. You've been seeing a lot of like metalcore 90s glow on these albums, so that's kind of like the little wave right now in the scene. Right off the bat, some memorable things from this was Fed to the Starved. It had some like immortal suffering moments, if you really understand the band. The Torture feature still has no frog vocals. Don't know what's up with that. No. The vocalist has the sound of this album is very much so like it has a big Soils of Fate, Sandstorm era / like Dying Fetus, Destroy the Opposition sound. Not my favorite Dying Fetus by a long stretch. But I've really noticed that, especially the Souls of Fate, the vocalist kind of like quite heavy, and more so like the Vomit Remnants Souls of Fate type of like deal here. Has very big kickball snare sound, very big kickball snare ping. The EP kind of starts off like Mortician, kind of just like very fast and heavy. It is a very heavy release, totally heavy, like one of the heaviest. I have listened to the new Internal Bleeding before anyone else has, and I will be posting the Internal Bleeding review soon, but this is a lot heavier than the new Internal Bleeding. This is a very heavy EP, very heavy. It's not like Mortician Disgorge heavy. It's not like Hatebreed heavy. It's more so like that live. Like if it's live, you're gonna be doing a lot of hardcore throwing hands type of deal. It's just not, it's not heavy. When I say heavy, I don't mean like cerebrally fusion or like pierce from within heavy. Obviously that's not something the band would want to do, but I'm just saying, you know, it's just heavy in the sense of, you know, the Beanie Kids are going to be throwing freaking hands. They are going to be touring with Defeated Sandy and Sangui Sugabog. Hopefully I'll catch them near my area, so I do want to check these guys out. But if I was to rate this from 1 to 10, I would give it a good 7 out of 10. The only one gripe I had with this, this took a lot of inspiration from Torture, I feel. I read somewhere that the band really wanted to cement their sound with this, and this was more of the original sound that they were going, that they wanted to do at the beginning of their career. The problem with this is the same problem with the Torture theory. You know, you have these 1 or 2 really good songs at the start, and then quickly they just follow the same formula. It's the same thing, the same snare ping. They do it obviously much better than Torture. There was a lot of good death metal parts on this, where it was, you know, like, I don't know, just death metal. You know what death metal sounds like. But there was a lot of death metal parts that broke it up. There was some like metalcore-y, like not really grindcore vocals, but more so like metalcore type screams. Some of the death metal vocals were hardcore shouted at times, which is another little like, not a gripe, because, you know, obviously the band is part of the hardcore scene. Or like the fan base of this is, you know, the Sanguine Sugar Bogs, the Tomb Molds, you know, stuff like that. You know, I get it. I understand. You know, Body Box, Tribal Gaze. You know, I get it. You know, I get it. Not every band wants to be, you know, Scatter Remnants and Repudiation and Mortal Decay. Hey, I get it. You know, it's not a dehumanized clone, which is nice. Meaning that it's hardcore and death metal. There is, you know, some more riffage than I thought, which I did appreciate. But overall, it just suffers that torture theory where it's just the same song, pretty much. Like it's a very heavy, very nice, unique sound for 2025 in death metal and hardcore. It's just, again, it just suffers from a little too much the same thing, which is my only gripe. You know, the Mortician Kid is saying, oh, it's the same thing over and over again. Eek. But all in all, it just, that's just my one complaint. You know, I listened to it a few times over in my car when it dropped yesterday, and I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, heavy. It's kind of like Dying Fetus, Souls of Fate, Sandstorm with the vocals, and it's just a ping band. But it's a heavy ping band, you know? Like I said, when I see Sanguine Sugar Bong and Defeat of Sanity, I look forward to seeing these guys. You know, I feel like it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be on the dance wheel. You know? But that's my review. Please consider subscribing. Really do appreciate it. And until then, peace out.